Okay, this is Chris again with another iPhone handheld video of my Propellerhead Reason 5 Kong effects routing setup. So to review from the previous video, what I have is got a Kong inside a combinator with a simple mixer going to channel 1 and 2, and then I have a MPD-18 as my controller, and I'm routing a bunch of effects, and so I'm taking the effects on the left and routing them to auxiliary send 1, and the effects on the right I'm routing to auxiliary send 2. And on the back side here is all the cable routing. So we've got out 1 going to the delay, the foldback, distortion, phaser, and an EQ. And aux send 2 going to a reverb, an envelope controller, digital delay, and a parametric EQ. And the reason I wanted to do that was just to fiddle around with the auxiliary 1 and 2 send. And I've got a compressor on the bass drum here, but it's doing a minimal amount of work. So I'm going to hit this, and let me turn my volume back up. Okay, so that is my kick drum, and that's my snare. If I turn the auxiliary 1 all the way down, okay, I've only got the effects on the right side. If I turn auxiliary 1 up and auxiliary 2 down, I've got all this stuff over here. So I've got a delay, distortion, phaser, and some EQ. Sounds like Ferris Bueller coughing. Okay, let me turn both of these back up. So I just wanted to do some experimenting and try and figure out what the routing on the back of the Kong does and what's it for. And after fiddling around with the cables for a little bit, what I came up with is to take on the Kong, take this out here, and I'm going to send that down to a scream. And then from the scream, I'm going to go to a compressor, and from the compressor out, I'm going to go to a maximizer. And then from the maximizer out, I'm going to go back up here to the Kong input. So all these effects here, the delay and the reverb, are going into a Spider merger audio splitter. The merger audio splitter is going to the audio input up here. So, and this may be, obvious to a lot of people, but like I said, I'm just figuring this out this morning. So what I wanted to do is see if I can route two sets of effects to aux 1 and aux 2, and then some global effects for everything. And it looks like what I did here works. So let me hide the cables here. Again, we got the output here going down to the scream, and then from the scream to the compressor, from the compressor to the maximizer. The maximizer goes back up here to this center input. I'm going to flip this around, and the way I tested my audio to see what my routing was doing is I went and bypassed the effects here, or I could just simply turn them down. And then on the scream, I made something really obvious that I would know, yeah, this is working. So I'm going to put it on distortion and then turn it way the hell up. Okay. And of course you see the line showing you've got a signal coming through. So let me turn that back down and put it on tape. The default that I have, or the effect I have loaded in the scream, is a warm saturation. It's called 78 RPM. The compressor settings you see here, maximizer, and I'll go back up here to the top, and the bus effect, I'm going to turn it all the way down. You see it's dry. I'm going to turn the bus effect up, and it's it's not doing anything. Hang on a second. On. Let me turn these back on. Do. Okay. And if I set this back to this distortion, okay, you can hear that it's obviously distorting the signal. But what I do when I put it on tape, it just gives it a kind of warm sound to the kick. And then of course it's coming through the compressor and the maximizer. And back up to the top here, I have the Kong audio main out going to the from of the combinator, and then let me get the video up here. The audio out going to the from of the combinator, and then the combinator main out is going into my mixer. So what we end up having is this. Alright. So that is my first experiment with some routing in Kong, trying to figure out what the effects aux and bus sends can do and different ways that I can use them. And I have all this saved in one combinator, and I'm going to hit here and save. And I'm going to call this one Kong Effects Routing in my Kong folder. Cool. Alright, so this is only my second YouTube video for Reason, so I'll put some more up and appreciate some comments. And like I said, I'm just working with this and learning what it does and holding my iPhone up to the computer as I do. Alright, thanks. Bye.